Welcome to the Abington Conservation Commission meeting. Today is July 22nd, 2025. First up on the agenda, we have a request for determination of applicability to install a 16 by 27 hardscape patio and relocate stairs to garage project located at 78 Crabtree Lane. Is anybody here from that project? Okay, you want to come up and to the podium, give us your name and address?
My name
Not the owl, the podium. You're not the first person who's done that.
Joseph Redmond Construction.
Yes. So would you like to explain the project?
Yep. What the customer wants to do is do a hardscape in the back of his property, and that's for a future pergola in the future, but we're not now because he doesn't have the money. So we do the hardscape, and the stairs are now in the back of the garage, and we're going to relocate on the corner. We're going to put all the materials in the front of the property, not in the back where the wetlands are. And there's a fence in the property now, and there's one of those socks still back there.
You said there's still
A sock, one of
a
those
sock back
wet socks.
there?
Yeah,
Do you know what type of sock that is?
black, not sure what type.
Oh, okay. And how long has it been there?
Looks like it's probably from the initial construction.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty
been there a
decayed, but it's
while.
still there.
Still there.
It's outside the fence.
Okay. And who went to the site walk? Nick, you went?
Ended up just being me.
Okay.
The wetlands in the back there, pretty much where he wants to go. It's then grass for 20, 30 feet, then a fence. Over on that side of the yard, the wetlands don't start for quite a while. If you look kind of on Mass Map, you can see they kind of drop off pretty heavy, heading away from that corner of the house.
For some reason, my screen is not showing up as the main thing here. It's only in the corner. There we go.
Whoa.
Lovely. Thank you. All right, so we're talking about this right here, this section?
Yeah, so they're on that far corner of the house there is where they're looking to do it.
Okay.
And it does fall off pretty quickly in that area. It's kind of that stream that runs under Crabtree. Currently, there's nothing wet. You can tell occasionally the stream probably overflows more towards the house. Bone dry right now. I would guess it's probably a little less of a wetland now that Robert English, that crossing in there, everything's been fixed. I would doubt that it floods as much back there as it used to.
Okay.
Didn't really seem like it's got in the water for a while until you get closer to the stream.
Okay. All right. Questions from the board?
How far away from the wetlands is it going to be? Lynn's going to do it, watch.
Yeah, the Mass Mapper has it.
Yeah, she's doing it right there.
61.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The closest is about 61.
I mean,
Yeah.
right, the closest is over here,
Yeah,
but he's
but
not doing
where
it
the
there.
work is
He's
gonna
doing
Right,
it.
where the
The work is
patio's
off our
going to
right?
be, it's going to be like 60, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
And that's grass and a fence in between too.
Yeah, okay, good. That was my only question.
okay. Anybody else?
Pretty good.
Okay. Anybody from the audience? No? Okay, great. We'll bring you back to the board.
I'll make a motion for a negative determination.
I think,
Second.
sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
I know from talking to the homeowner, one concern of his is when they go to do the roof, the feeling was putting the hardscape patio kind of makes it impervious. We'll need to come back to then do the roof as well, without expanding that footprint of the patio.
For a pergola?
It's a roof coming off the house, I believe is what was being
Yeah.
talked about. Not a pergola out in the yard.
Not going any further out.
So you're gonna do footings now while you're
Yeah.
doing, so there'll be no excavation when you
None
do
at
the
all.
roof?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
So I'll just make a note in there
I
for
would just
them.
make sure the building inspector sees the
Yep,
footings.
definitely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do the footings and then it's just carpentry work, I have no
Right.
problem with
It would be no different if you was putting
Right.
freestanding.
that. Yeah,
So I still,
Yeah, so I just
Negative
add that note to there for them.
okay.
yep.
Cool.
And we have a second.
All right, great.
And we should note that.
Yeah, should we amend it to maybe say negative determination, including
Including the footings for a
future
future roof
pergola?
Yep,
with no further excavation.
Correct.
During construction of the roof.
All right, we'll do roll call. Rich?
Aye.
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Unanimous. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, excuse me. Next on the agenda, request for determination of applicability to construct a 18 by 14 sunroom addition onto an existing deck, project located at 9 Granite Street. Is anybody here from that?
My name is Claudia Menezes. I'm the owner of the
Can you
house.
say where you're from? Like
Cla-
where you live?
Claudia Menezes for 9 Granite Street in Abington. And I'm the owner of the house.
So do you want to describe what you're hoping to do?
It's just a sunroom, and it's this existing deck. Existing deck.
Is it being, if I may, Madam Chairwoman, is it being built over the existing deck that's there?
Yes.
So you're not doing any construction on the deck itself?
No.
It's staying?
Yeah, it's staying the way it
Yeah,
is.
It's got sonotubes. Nick and I were out there earlier. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, they might need to pull some decking, add some more sonotubes underneath. Putting the sunroom's a lot more weight on there than the existing deck.
Right.
So they're not proposing to change the footprint at all, but they might have to peel some back, do some work, and then put it back down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you'd dig the footings by hand, or the contractor would probably
The con-
not gonna be
I would
able-
say that
They'd
that should
have
be put
to.
in as a condition.
Yeah,
They could conceivably get a machine in there, but I wouldn't recommend it, for sure.
yeah, all right.
Yeah, and as far as the drainage off the roof,
That would only be the real concern here. You know, the decking's obviously taking a lot of the water, but there's the potential to take some of it and tie it into the existing gutter, which would run it to the front of the house more away, at least half that A-frame. I think wouldn't be a bad idea.
yeah. Because they are very close to the pond. They're like,
It's right on the pond.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful location. You know, like 10 feet right off the water. It's gorgeous. That was a concern of the roof drainage, just channeling to the front, which you say can be done.
Yeah, the gutters are set up pretty well to
Yeah.
take it and run it out that way.
Good.
It was clearly the intent of them to kind of pull that water towards the front of the house, get it into the street rather than the pond, so
Yep,
might as well take advantage of that same setup.
right. Though I did point out to Mrs. I'm sorry.
Menezes. It's okay.
Menezes, that her gardens are beautiful. She has them all in pots, so they're not dug into the ground around the pond, which is awesome because, you know, you try not to dig near the pond, but in the pots, they're beautiful. Her vegetable garden is lovely. But there was purple loosestrife up there.
Oh,
I know, it's so pretty, but I told her, I said, it's just a very bad invasive species to have along the water, so I just wanted to mention that to the commission.
It is pretty.
It
but-
is. I didn't know it was that bad.
It is bad.
I saw one time when, ooh, and then I saw the name of it and went, nope, nope, nope.
But,
So I know that you're the homeowner, you're not the person actually doing the construction,
Yeah.
but do you have any idea about what they're going to do to help protect, while the construction would be taking place, do you have any idea what they would do to protect the pond
Oh,
from,
what I know is
runoff or
because
whatever.
everything is already come just to connect because it's a glass, so they're not gonna do any construct. They
Oh,
just, they
like a
just,
prefab?
Glass.
Pole.
yeah.
it's just putting stuff on?
Yeah, prefab.
Yeah, so
Okay,
they're just
I get
gonna
it.
pull, they're just gonna pull the part of the deck,
Yeah.
just put the protection thing, put it back, so nothing. They just have to
Prefab
put the
glass.
glass, so no construction, no nothing.
Okay,
Just,
and it's a 3-season room. so-
yes.
that'll be nice. Okay, do we have, anybody else have anything you want to say? Okay. Rich, anything?
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Anybody in from the public? No? Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and bring it back to the board.
I give a motion for a negative determination with the stipulation that the additional footings be dug by hand and don't bring a machine in there to do it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Second.
Second?
Second.
Alrighty. All right, we'll do roll call. Rich?
Aye.
Alex?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, unanimous. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, next up, we have discussion on enforcement order for 1200 Bedford Street.
Matt McPhail, 1200 Bedford Street. I had you guys out, we have a daycare center that's located in the building. Every June, the state comes out and does a walkthrough, and they came up with what's called entrapment. So if a child was to take off out of a vehicle without anybody looking, they would go into that pit that's completely overgrown. So we came up with trying to clear mainly the weeds. There's like a fine line around it that if you go through the weeds, they're about 3 feet tall. You're actually into the pit and you can see where the vegetation starts in the pit. I had Lynn out and Nick out and we kind of came up with a plan that we all thought would work, so they just wanted me to come before the board and present that to make sure everybody was on the same page. I'd like to clear just maybe 2/3 of the pit, around the pit, on the outside, maybe 2 feet down inside of it, and there's some small trees. I just wanted to raise the trees up, just like maybe 3 feet, maybe 4 feet, so if a child was to go in there, they could see him go in there. And that's it. We're not gonna take any trees down, we're not gonna go in the actual pit itself and remove any of the vegetation or anything like that. It's just like the natural weeds that are growing on the property itself, so.
That was one thing we discussed. The other one was a, I guess, semi-permanent solution of a fence in
Yes.
that area.
Yeah, and again, that was a lot of money for something, as you all know, we're in conservation trouble up there. So we don't know what's gonna happen with the guy next door, so we didn't wanna spend all that money and be able to, at some point, maybe do something as far as moving that. My quickest and easiest solution and the cheapest solution was just to kind of remove the weeds that are there. We had done it in the past, so when the state came, we never had an issue, but since we got in trouble a year ago, I didn't dare go anywhere near the pit. So we kind of let it go, and it's completely overgrown. It just looks terrible. And again, I would literally go in, they saw the line where it kind of starts and stops. So I wouldn't take any trees down, nothing like that. If somebody wanted to come out and flag it, I offered that too, so you could see exactly what I was taking, what I wasn't taking. It's just the quickest, easiest solution to keep the state happy and hopefully keep you guys happy. So,
Why don't you take some pictures before and after
I can do that,
and
absolutely,
send them into us?
absolutely.
Yeah, he had
Yep.
mentioned kind of getting started and then have me or Linda someone pop out too
Yeah.
and confirm that's kind of what we're looking for. It's a pretty steep bank and you can
Yeah.
kind of see the transition
yeah.
pretty easily.
Yeah.
of
I
what's-
wouldn't go past that. We all saw it. I wouldn't go past any of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of an obvious
I get it.
line of where he should
I'm
be
familiar
stopping.
with
Yeah.
it, Yeah.
And when you get around the corner over near Vinnie's land, There's some small trees, like I'd stop there, because if a child made it that far, it's game over anyways, you know? So I just want to go kind of where that point is, and from the rock over, I don't need to do anything over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just clean it up and just keep everybody happy, that's all I was looking to do.
So yeah, the idea is it's still going to be vegetated, it's just
Correct.
easier to
Just gonna be
see
cleaned
going
up.
to
There's-
normal
yeah.
feed.
Kind of like
weeds that
vista
are-
pruning is what they
Well,
do.
that was
There's
something that I
natural
brought
weeds that are
up.
there,
Yeah.
and you can tell what's weeds and what's actually down inside of there, that, like you guys knew what they were, I don't know what they are, but you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can clearly tell the difference. And they're just, with this summer being so hot and wet, they've just overtaken the whole property, you know, and that's part of it. And, you know, and where the state came in and stepped in, and it's gonna end up being like we discussed, if a child does run in there, and, you know, everybody's gonna point fingers at everybody, so we just kinda wanted to cover everybody's butt, you know what I mean? So nothing happens, so, just looking for permission to do that, and that was it.
I mean, technically, under the Wetlands Protection Act, we talked about this
Yeah.
vista pruning
Yeah.
Right.
is exempt, and I know you were concerned because there was a talk about the fence, or we should do this, and it technically, you could think of it as a vista pruning because you're trying to see into this very large
Right, exactly.
10-foot drop
Yeah.
pond. But we want to have a discussion with the commission about whether that was fine, or whether we should say, no, you really need a fence.
Correct, I remember that discussion, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You know, when this all unfolds, whenever it does unfold, and we can't do anything, if we can't do anything, there will be a fence that goes up permanently around it. You know, I'll come back and we'll do it the right way, but until that happens, I'd like to push that down the road as far as, you know, just because of the money, it's just so much money.
Yeah.
And if we can, you know, like I said, if somehow we can move that or work with you guys to do something different, I'd hate to take a fence down a year later. You know, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, if it appeases the state and it makes it happy and it's visible, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think we need, I don't know if we need a vote, I suppose.
I don't
we
know,
do.
I was just looking for somebody to say, go ahead. Well, you guys said it was over.
orders, or do we leave them?
No, it still has an enforcement order. This is just for this particular.
Yeah, I haven't done it, like, I'm
It's just a
afraid to do
safety
anything.
issue.
And that's why I'm here, I wasn't even gonna run a weed whacker around it. The landscapers came, I said, I don't care what you do, just don't go anywhere near that. Just stay 10 feet away from it until I speak with you folks, that's all.
Right.
So I just wanna get the go-ahead, and we were gonna do it pretty quickly, because the state has been kinda waiting for an
Yeah,
answer.
right.
Like within the next 3 or 4 days.
Yes.
If we can, if you grant me permission.
Right.
Yeah, like Alex stated, if you take pictures before and after.
I'll take pictures on my phone.
Keep them informed.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yep. And I didn't know Nick was, but I can call Nick too, and you guys can just pop by and see what I
Yeah.
did, you know?
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
Vote, no vote, I'm good?
go.
Yeah, we don't need
Yeah,
a vote.
I don't know if we need a
I'll
vote.
shoot you an email in the morning, see
Okay.
if something,
All right, I'll take a bunch of...
hold and
just reply back to Nick with
Yeah,
some
no, and I'll
pictures.
take a whole bunch of
Fine.
pictures all the way around the whole
Yeah.
thing, and then I'll take a whole bunch of pictures when I'm done, and I have your email, I can email them to you. I have your
sounds
email
good.
too. Thank you for that information, too.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right, thanks. Okay, next up, we have a discussion on cease and desist for 185 Walnut Street. Is anyone here from that property?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Can you give your name
Hi,
and
Nick.
your address?
How you doing? Yeah, my name is Carlos Lopez from 185 Walnut Street. I'd like to say that in that property, I bought it like 2.5 years ago, and I'm trying to clean it up, some of the areas that, for any reason, it bothers me. I like to keep the property clean, but I just drop gravel trying to make a way so my truck don't get stuck. And it's when I get stopped. I received a visit from Nick the first time, and he told me, I want you to remove this, remove that, and I did it, right? And then the second time he came, and it's when I laid down the gravel, trying to make a way, because I don't want to get stuck with my truck, because my plan is to clean it up the rest of the property that is not clean. But now it's up to you if I'm gonna continue or not, or I need to remove the gravel that I put on ground. So, that's it.
So Jean, you went, I know this was something from last year.
Yeah, this was something from 2 years ago,
Or 2 years.
when Paul was on the commission as chair. he'd gotten a complaint. And he asked me to drive by, which I did. I pulled over and I looked at where the stream river was. And then I walked along your stone wall and I saw you sitting outside, and I believe it was your son that I talked to.
Yep, we got him over there.
Yes, and made you aware that where the parking area was, you're very close and you're in a riverfront area. And I had said that you would probably need to contact planning, building, zoning, and conservation before you do anything, because it's a 200-foot riverfront protection area. And then this past fall or spring, I was going down Walnut Street because they had detoured us and I saw trucks parked there.
Yep.
So I mentioned it to Nick, and that's what started the conversation again. Because I don't think when Paul was on the board, there was any follow-up. So it just never came before us from 2 years ago.
The follow-up, when I received the first letter, I make a phone call. All right?
Not this year, but
No,
when
on the beginning, because I
original
moved there
complaint.
like
all right.
2.5 years ago. And I received a letter from you guys, and I called, and I've been waiting for somebody came, and nobody showed up. So I definitely make that phone call.
Okay.
And they say, okay, so we're gonna send somebody. So a year passed, nobody showed up until
Okay.
Nick showed up the
We
first
weren't
time.
aware that you were contacted.
No, I did. I
No,
make a-
I'm saying you,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe you, but it's just that no one told us they contacted you. We've since transitioned administrative assistant, so it
Okay.
probably got, I don't know.
So I've been, like I
But
said,
anyway.
I've been waiting until somebody show
Okay.
up, and then after a while, I say, okay, so
Yeah.
I guess I'm okay.
Well, 185 Walnut Street, like I started to explain, and I think you pointed out to us on the other side of your stone wall, there's a river.
Yeah, on the other side of the stone wall, yes, it's
Yeah.
just,
And unfortunately,
something.
that parking area that you created is
Yep.
right. Lynn, I don't know if you can pull it up.
The imagery?
Yeah. So like everybody can see. I mean, from 2019, it went from that, I believe.
Is it 2019?
Is that 2019? I can't tell. And if you go to 2021, you can see new parking, and I don't know if you can do the overlay with the rivers and streams and the wetlands and everything, but Stream River runs right through there. And that goes to the water supply over by, it ties into another river, which goes to the Meyer Street wells, which is our water supply.
Right, so anything within 200 feet of a river is a special case in the Wetlands Protection Act. The state's very, very strict about that. It
Right.
doesn't want additional hardscape. If you put down additional hardscape, you have to then either restore a different part of your property along the river that has previously been worked on, or replicate elsewhere on the property 2-to-1 to put native plantings, create a wetland, which is incredibly expensive.
so after they show up, right, and told me what to do, I stopped doing nothing right there. All right? My biggest mistake is, like, you guys saw that, the little way that I tried to create, because my
Yeah.
plan is in November, because when I slow down, clean it up the rest of the property that him saw it.
I think when we were out there and you pointed out the reprocessed asphalt that you had made as you walk in your driveway, you created that area over there.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's the thing that I'm
That's-
talking about.
That's the part,
problem.
that's the problem, and then you had there was a new area added for the turnaround. It just needs to be moved towards the back of the property versus close to the water. It's gonna be,
So basically, you want to remove that gravel? Because I told you guys, if you want to remove that, I'll do it. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with that. But you say, wait until you show up to the meeting?
well, yeah, because it has to come before the board. We can't make a decision on our
Okay.
own. It has to come to the commission, so they're aware and they can see what's going on. It's not just one person that can say, do
But
this.
that's why I asked, if
Yeah.
you guys want to remove that,
Well,
I'll do it.
Again, and that's why we came back and we're telling them what we saw when we went there and
Right.
what had transpired when Paul was on the board. So anyway, that's the situation. They created a parking area right up against, well, it's in that 200-foot riverfront. And if you call up the stream on there and go back to the map, you'll see the stream. You get off
Yeah,
the
I remember
visual.
seeing
You
that.
can't see it under
When was the
imagery.
parking area created? Was it back?
After he purchased the property.
Okay, when you first got the original
Yeah.
complaint 2 years
Yeah.
ago? And that, okay.
Yeah.
What's been going on since?
Obviously, someone from Conservation sent him a letter, but we never made it to
I mean,
an
with the parking
agenda.
thing, has there been like any expansion? Has everything just been kind of left alone?
Well, again, I mean, I came by in the spring and there were trucks parked there. That's what prompted me to.
What do you do for rivers?
You gotta go up to the, type in rivers and streams when you do a search on rivers and streams, or you can do DEP wetland hydrological collection. Right under where you do general, there's a hydrological connection.
It's really hard to see, but it's right there.
Yeah. So there's the river, and right where his property line is in pink, you know, it's really close.
So what, this was grass before?
Yeah. It was lawn if you
Before
could.
it got paved?
Grass.
Yeah, the area that you
Grass
put
on
the
the side of the
asphalt.
asphalt. So I just put gravel because I create the circle to go inside and coming back. But I went inside, and it is a tree right there where I did the circle and coming back in the same way. So a little bit on the side, yes, I put gravel.
Yeah, but it was grass. You can look on.
It was grass before, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So,
So if he moves it to the back of the house, that's more than 200 feet away?
I believe so.
Is it 200 feet from the stream itself or after the?
bank.
The bank of the
The
stream.
bank of the
Bank.
stream, so on either side of the stream. There's a 200 this way and 200 this way.
Yeah.
So this would be, the house is 168-ish, 160. And are you thinking about putting it here? Or I'm kind of circling.
He's got a big piece of property. How large is that property? How large is your property?
It's about 1 acre.
Is it an acre? I mean, even if it was to be behind the house, in line with the house versus, you
Right
know,
along, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's probably, I mean, his house is at 168 feet, so I'm saying if he stayed in that footprint, in that line, it wouldn't be as bad as where it is right up against the stone wall.
And so where is it now? On this side of the house?
See where that pink line is? Bring your cursor down.
Right here.
No, see the pink line, that's where his property line is, isn't it?
That's a property line, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but where's the gravel now?
If you uncheck the 21 and 19, you
yeah.
probably see it
Go to
better.
2023.
So you can see the trucks and stuff there,
Yeah,
Okay.
which he's no longer parking the trucks there, from
Right.
what I've seen. But that picture did get him.
yeah. So you see the driveway going straight back, if he was to just go straight back with the natural driveway, there's a shed up back there and everything. I mean, that should not be a problem versus being that close to the river.
And can you do that?
So you want him to remove the gravel or asphalt?
No, the gravel.
The gravel.
The gravel is
We
that.
wanted to
Isn't
go
it
back
reprocessed
to
asphalt?
what it was before,
No, the
natural.
asphalt is,
Why don't you come up to this?
He does have asphalt, but that's a little bit more further back, more of the middle of the property. So the question here is, do you want him to remove the gravel itself within the 200 yards, 200 feet from the bank?
Yeah, so when you
Yes.
go in the main driveway,
Yeah.
all that was added to the side here, that
That's
should
fine.
really come out.
Oh, okay, which
yeah,
is the
that's
gravel.
a
Okay.
gravel, yeah.
Yeah,
And then put it more towards the driveway end.
where the shed is up back.
Oh, go
Right
that
out
way.
here.
If
Yeah.
you're gonna put it anywhere.
If you're gonna put it anyway.
Yeah, so the whole issue here
You don't
is-
have to remove your backyard if you don't want to.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that's beautiful there. He doesn't,
Yeah, no,
we don't want to destroy that.
No, I
You can leave
know.
it just like that.
Yeah, but it's,
That's fine. If we gotta remove the gravel, we'll remove the gravel.
yeah.
Okay.
Because the turnaround part where the tree is, I mean, I don't, how far
Where
is
you can see
that?
the tree.
I can't even see the tree on
It's a
that.
beautiful tree right there where I did the circle.
I know, I
Right
saw
below the
it.
185, Lynn, is the tree.
Yeah,
It's just not in bloom in this picture. Right
Yeah.
there's the tree.
yeah.
He
So-
circled his driveway around it rather than removing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Delivery guys love it now. They get to just turn around.
Yeah, yeah.
The pizza guy, he told me, every time I come here, there's something new.
I don't think that that's so much of a
Okay, so
bad
it's the
issue if he
gravel.
uses that area. I mean, versus getting it away from the stone wall and moving it that way.
Yeah. Moving it farther away from the river, getting rid of the
So
gravel
where you have
asphalt.
that turnaround by the tree.
Why don't someone go up there and actually point for
Yeah.
him? I haven't been out to the property,
Oh,
so
okay.
somebody should actually point to it for him.
Yeah.
So, this here's his driveway. There's a tree, little circle through it. Down here is the reprocessed asphalt where they were parking trucks for a period. The buildings.
The gravel,
Oh, yes, asphalt to me is asphalt itself.
Yeah,
Not the bid, the reprocessed means it got
Got it.
taken out. And then they tagged a little trail up here kind of to get into this area, kind of around that tree more recently.
So can I show the point that I want
Yeah.
to continue to
Sure.
clean up? And this area right here, right, is another debris that I want to remove. I want to see the property clean, but that's why right here, I create a little pathway to come with the trucks and pick up all the stuff. I don't want to get stuck right there.
Right.
So it's gonna be soda, the gravel too. And I said, if this is a problem, I'm gonna.
So that gravel path is a temporary thing while you have that area cleaned up?
I just need to clean it up the thing, and that's it.
Okay.
That's it, I don't want to do nothing else. If in the future, I'm thinking a pool right here.
A pool, nice, nice.
That's fine. If it's the issues, the gravel, we'll take the gravel down. We'll put everything
Yeah,
back.
it's just parking in that area so close to the river.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Was that 2 feet?
Do you have someplace else to park your trucks, or?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's not an issue.
This was temporary, because when I moved
Okay.
everything, right, so I moved from one place to another one, and then now I got the place where I park my trucks. But I always carry one truck and a trailer with me every single day.
Okay.
It's parked right in my house.
Yeah, and you've got a
That's it.
long enough driveway there.
Yeah,
that
you can do
you've
that.
got- Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. so-
perfect.
So if you remove the gravel and just plant some grass.
Yeah, he'll put everything back together.
I mean, his yard is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is very pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, obviously, you're not gonna plant grass in July,
No,
so, you're gonna do it before the winter, in the fall, probably?
Yeah, I can do it any weekend.
Okay.
Can do
So-
it any weekend.
Why don't you get back to us by November 1st with,
Yeah.
by
Take some
November
pictures
1st?
that we can combine
Let
with
us
it.
know that it's all done?
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Take pictures before and after.
Yeah, well, someone will go out too.
And we can sidewalk it.
yeah.
I can send him a message.
Yeah, yeah, do
Yeah.
that.
Because I have his
Exactly.
contact.
Thank
So
you.
we'll give you to November 1st to do it.
That's fine.
It's gonna be done as soon as I can.
Okay.
I know that.
But you don't want to do it like the grass now, right? Because it'll
We're gonna do the
die.
grass.
Don't want to
Remove the gravel, then we'll worry about.
Okay,
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
All right, thank you.
guys.
appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have discussion on enforcement order for 900 Adams Street. Is anybody here from that?
Good evening, I'm Matthew Watsky, here as counsel for the property owner. Do you have a copy of the report that we submitted, dated July 7th, as a PDF?
I don't.
Yes, I have it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I emailed it to everyone. I
Yes.
didn't print it.
I'm looking at
I want to make sure everybody
It's
sees
very,
it.
90 pages
yeah,
or something like that.
it's a lot.
79 pages.
79.
Thank you, Gene.
Okay. Well, so some of that is information that I'm sure you'll not read in detail, because there are a lot of pages to the NEC, the Northeast Environmental Consulting Report, that's dated July 22 of 2020. That was to have an LSP evaluate the conditions on the site. And the reason for that report being submitted is that what we're looking for in terms of information for Garrett Tunison, that's the Tunis Environmental Consultants, to be able to consider when forming his opinion, we're looking for as many different data points as possible to see if those various different data points corroborated one another. Because we don't have the perfect situation of be able to go out there before there was an alteration and evaluating everything, in situ. So consistent with the way DEP's regulations and the wetland handbook explains, is that you seek to determine the conditions that were there before the alteration. So that's what we did, was to look for as many different data points as we could. So among the data points that we had Garrett Tunison look at were aerial photographs from the time when it was the drive-in theater. We had him take a look at the LSP letter that we just referred to. And the key part of that, if you can find it in your records or just take a look at another time. So on the first page, it's the introduction, dear Mr. Michella, et cetera, et cetera. But if you turn to the second page, there are two headings, site history and then soil sampling. The third paragraph of soil sampling has a description. We readily acknowledge that they weren't using a Munsell chart, but they described the soils that they were looking at when they were doing this report. And they say the soil samples collected were visually classified as dark brown, fine to coarse sandy loam with organics, root, plant material, and fine to medium gravel, some silt and asphalt from the former drive-in theater at grade, and tan or olive, fine to coarse sand, fine to medium gravel, some silt and asphalt at 12 inches below grade. That was important because that report was prepared and included a plan that showed where those soil samples were taken. And then when Garrett Tunison went in to take soil samples, after we dug test pits and Garrett went in to examine the soils, he found soils that were similar colors that he identified as upland soils. So it's a point of corroboration. Other points of corroboration, you have the satellite images where before any of the work was done, the principal vegetation that you could see was white pine. And white pine is a facultative upland plant. And Garrett Tunison then, during the test pitting, was able to establish the points in each of his different test pits where he found white pine stumps and white pine roots. And he was able to visually identify them by the characteristics that white pine has. So he says, okay, I know I'm in the right spot. It's consistent with the satellite images. It's consistent with the affidavit or the statement that Mike Noonan provided, where Mike Noonan said that he was a Concon member for many years. He was familiar with the site because he actually used to do work on it. And he personally met with Mark Bogan on the property. And Noonan says, from the time when it was left, let's say, to go fallow after it was no longer used as a drive-in theater, that it became dominated naturally. So just as ordinary succession, it wasn't plantings that were put in. Ordinary succession had white pines established. He saw them before anything was cleared. So Tunison went in to look for that to say, I have Noonan saying it was dominated by white pines. I have satellite images saying it was white pines. I have the LSP report telling me what kind of soils there are and what they found there, including the stumps and the vegetation at grade. And then Tunison went in and did his test pitting and found white pine stumps and non-hydric upland soils. So we can go through each of the different analyses that he did for each of the test pits, but that's the sum and substance of it.
So in looking at the very last page, you have a map
Yep.
with the test sites.
Yep.
Trying to take that and match it up with the 2014 delineation, which I have here. And I have a very hard time trying to figure out what's what, because comparing something this size with something this size, this is distorted, so the scale is completely off. So can you tell me exactly where on Mass Mapper and on here those test pits were dug?
Can I tell you exactly where they were done? I can't tell you exactly where they were done, no. I know that the locations that were chosen so that they would be in places where, according to the mapping, it was previously thought to be wetlands. So he wasn't testing in places that were previously identified as uplands and then just validating that. He was looking at places that had previously been mapped as wetlands to determine, was that really an accurate mapping or not? Another thing that we looked at, for what it's worth, was the notice of intent that had been previously filed by SciTech Environmental and the wetland report that had been filed with that. There was one soil sample taken for the entire complex of the property. That's all that was documented in that report. So we consider that, it's like, we've done more soil sampling than they did.
Except you have 5 samples and you didn't take any samples from this area up here.
No, I think that's probably true, that you can see that the soil samples were not very close to Adam Street, but you had the area that was shown as wetlands to the back and with a continuous, GIS mapping of it. So they took samples where it was mapped as wetlands.
I mean, because some of the samples, and this is why it'd be really great to have this overlaid on to this, from my, and this had to be a crude estimate because scale is off. It looked like 2 of the samples were taken from the existing gravel driveway.
No, they were not taken from the existing gravel driveway. They were taken from the area adjacent to it where it was mapped as wetlands.
So that's why I'm wondering where exactly you took the things.
Excuse me?
Where exactly did those, you have 5 samples, none of them are in the northern and the eastern part of the property. On this plan, there's uplands that have been mapped. So were you taking samples in the upland sections?
No, as I said, so Garrett Tunison's direction, and he had the surveyor working with him, was to take samples in areas that were previously shown on the maps as wetlands areas. So that he was sampling to determine whether fill material had been placed in wetlands. And his conclusion from taking the samples in those locations is that he found white pines, which are facultative upland plants, and generally, frankly, they just don't grow in wetlands. So in each of these different test pits, he found white pines, and he found bright colored, meaning upland soils where the bright color comes from the oxidation of iron compounds. And when you have hydric conditions for an extended time period, it's anoxic, and you don't get the bright colors because you don't have oxidation of the iron compounds in the soil. And that's why the wetland soils tend to be, they call them glade, I just call them gray. So that's what he's looking for.
The thing is, though, is that a facultative plant means it can be in both places, right? There's obligate and there's facultative.
No, that's not all there is. So there's uplands, there's facultative uplands.
Obligate wetlands, obligate upland, facultative wetlands, facultative upland.
That's right.
And that tree is a facultative upland. But the probability, it can still be in or by a wetland. It's just the probability of seeing it in an upland, in a wetland is lower than you would see for an obligate. And you don't, looking at this particular map, you can see this, it's not just one big, here's a circle or a square. You see this undulation going on from when they did the map. And there are a number of upland areas, and so that's why I want to know exactly where the samples were taken. Did you guys look, this is a map that you guys had used for the NOI that you submitted.
I can't see the plan that you're looking at right now. I'm assuming it's the plan that...
From 2014 by SciTech.
Pardon?
2014 delineation, it was used for the 2019 NOI that was filed.
Yeah,
So my question is, where exactly did you take this?
That was not a notice of intent that was filed for this parcel. That was a notice of intent that was filed for the adjacent parcel, whereas I understand that there's no dispute about what's going on that adjacent parcel. So that plan, although it was included as an exhibit in the notice of intent for the adjacent parcel, had nothing to do with this parcel in terms of its regulatory effect. That notice of intent, that order of conditions, related only to the adjacent parcel. And we've explained before that we didn't do any new wetland delineation, just accepted the delineation that SciTech had previously done for someone else. And that covered this property as well. Now that we're in this controversy, we've taken a closer look at the materials that SciTech submitted. What we found in that submittal was that they only did one soil test sample, and that's not really adequate for delineating a site of this size. And we're also basing it on all of the different data points that I've already discussed. So yeah, we have to acknowledge that SciTech, for whatever reason, identified these areas as wetlands. We can't change that, but we dispute that it was wetlands. Before any of this work took place, Mark met on the site with Mike Noonan. Mike Noonan concluded it wasn't wetlands. Our understanding is the reason why it wasn't wetlands is because the drainage, the town's culvert was cleared out, and the site was no longer flooded. I can only speculate that SciTech was looking at it when that condition was there, and they had to assume that there's groundwater close to the surface, and so everything should be considered wetland. I don't know, though. I can only speculate. But once that culvert got cleared out, this site was evaluated, and the conclusion was it was not wetlands. And now here we are, after the fact, trying to determine what did we actually have out there in terms of the soils, because that's what the regulations call for. When you have an altered site, the regulations say the goal is to determine what would it have been before the alterations took place, and the way you determine that is by looking at various, all the different data points that you can assemble, and in particular you look at the soils and the proximity of groundwater to the surface, to the pre-existing surface. And so that's what Garrett Tunison did.
Nick, this whole question come up because at one point it showed wetlands, and there was about a 3-acre area that now does not show wetlands. Can you show us where that is on this plan or up there?
Yeah, up there.
Yeah.
So, the main areas of change were this area, which looks like most of the test pits were in. An area here, and then that
I
there.
can just do this. And we can compare now, before, after. This is after.
Okay. So whereabouts did you do the test pits recently?
Oh, they're shown on the last page of the document that was submitted.
I think it makes it a little easier for people to determine.
This is what he gave us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the other thing is, you
Yeah,
brought up
so-
NEC Environmental Consulting as part of what you're saying. And here, they say,
Yeah, but no one's arguing this is wetland. This is what the question is. This here area was supposedly filled.
Right.
So that's where we want to test it.
Yeah.
This is wetlands, everyone
Yeah.
knows
We
that's
know it's
wetlands.
wetland, so we don't
You know,
really
so
need to test it.
we don't care about test pits in wetland.
Right.
We wanted where it was filled, and that's what
Correct.
they did.
Correct.
That's what we did.
Except
We
all
sampled.
this area up here was filled too. This
Where?
whole section up here.
Watch.
And your own thing says, with the exception of a wetland area,
Test pits up by the southwestern.
but exactly where?
Pardon?
I want to know exactly where they are on this. Just
Can you-
Some of the audience,
Can I show you what I think?
Yes, please.
Please.
Show exactly where these test pits were dug.
To the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Here. And in here.
And that's the area that's been filled since 2013 or whatever,
2019.
2019. Okay.
But your own thing says that there's a wetland area running along the northern to eastern perimeter of the property.
And there still is.
And there is.
There still is.
Yeah, before this was done.
Oh, there still is. There's the stream and the wetland
But
that's
you didn't
between
test
Adams
that.
Street and the Toe Slope.
You'd have 5 samples and none of them are in that area.
Right, because it's still wetlands.
You don't
No,
want us
no,
to
go to
sample in the
2023.
wetland.
Look, this is what it was, and this is what it is now.
Before
And after.
and after.
All right, so they didn't do way up there, but they did it,
I think what they did was just down in these areas. They didn't do anything here. None of that was done. And that's why I want to know exactly on the map where those test pits are, because not only that, but there's also uplands on here that were delineated. All surrounding that gravel driveway, we have this large section up here of uplands. There's different pockets of uplands. There's uplands all along this way. And here, there's uplands. So where exactly, that's what I want to know. You only took 1, 2, 3, 5, and if you dug a pit and what had been delineated as an upland, then yeah, it's going to look like an upland. So did you have this with you when you guys did the testing?
My understanding is that the surveyor was aware of that plan when they did the testing. And all of it's now noted on the plan.
Okay, but that's the thing, is exactly where are they? Because if you took a test pit right here, it's already an upland. That would be, okay, it's uplands. But if you took it from an area over this way, where there should be a lot of uplands according to this plan, then that would have made more sense. And there's nothing here that was taken. Only one area of the site, like not even half the site was tested.
I honestly, I don't know how to respond to you, Dr. Mullen. The commission directed us to have a wetland consultant go out and take soil samples to determine whether areas that were shown on that plan were wetlands or not. We had the surveyor, we hired a surveyor, we hired an excavator, we've hired an engineer, we hired the wetland consultant. They did the test pits. They believed, following the direction that the commission made, and now you're telling us it's not good enough, you want more test pits or you want more data. And I'm like, where does it end? So
Well,
we
the thing
did
is
what
that-
you asked us to do.
Your hypothesis, as we think about it as a scientific study, is that there's no wetlands, right? And so the next thing you do in a scientific study is you decide, how am I going to do the sampling? Because if you do it wrong, everything else that you do afterwards is incorrect. So if you had this, if it were me, I would have gone through and decided, okay, I need to test there, here, 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 and here, based on the map that we are going off of, that was already delineated, and take care to not go into the areas that have been delineated already as uplands. But if you're going to take your samples from areas that are uplands, you shouldn't be surprised to find out that you have uplands. And that's why I want to make certain that on this plan, the areas that you tested had been mapped previously as wetlands.
Right.
And that's my issue, is that the sampling is not in the areas that would give you that data. But I don't know, because I don't know exactly where it was according to this plan. This is the most detailed plan that we have. And this is the one that you guys have access to.
Okay.
So can't your engineering firm take the information from here and just
They
put
should
it
have
on there and show it
coordinates.
us on there? And that would solve the problem at hand?
I assume they probably could, yeah. It would be a fairly simple thing to just overlay it.
I mean, you've got your elevations here and you know what your, 1 inch equals 80 feet, and you could
Just convert it
probably
onto that map, and those are
just
the
transfer it
5%.
over there, so that would answer the question for us. I mean, there are uplands within that wetland district. The flagging was done by, who did the flagging there?
SciTech.
SciTech. So, I mean, they mapped it out, but they also mapped out within those wetlands, there were high dry areas, upland areas.
Right.
So that would solve the question if your engineering firm could just take this information and drop it onto that. That would answer a lot of questions. That would answer the question that she raised, and now that I'm thinking about it too. When the soil samples were done, in his narrative, he said that due to a lot of rain, something about the water table. Do you remember where he said that? And I just wanted to bring to his attention that according to the Massachusetts Department, we were in a mild drought still. So I just wanted to raise that point. Usually when you take soil samples when you're in a drought, in order to get a true reading, and you said he didn't use a Munsell chart. But
No, I didn't say he didn't use one.
Okay,
I said that the licensed site professional who did the report back in 2020 didn't use a Munsell chart. He just described the soil samples that he took by reference to the color, and then sent them all to the lab to have all of the testing done.
Okay.
And that what Garrett Tunison did was look at the LSP's report as just an additional piece of data. Say, somebody who was not using a Munsell chart described the colors like this, and
Okay.
those colors, if you were using a Munsell chart, would key out as upland soils. But then Garrett absolutely used a Munsell chart to establish what kind of soils am I looking at in each of these different test pits, what kind of plants are growing here, what did he find?
Good. And so with that, and with us as of May 1st, according to the state of Massachusetts DEP, we were in a mild drought still. Any soil sample that was looked at and compared to with a Munsell chart should have been moistened in order to get a true reading.
It should have been what?
Moistened with water.
He had the soils wet. I mean, Garrett is a very competent wetland scientist. He evaluated these soils consistent with all of those standards.
Can I ask, for my knowledge, how long has it been in this condition we're looking at right now?
You're asking when was the fill put in?
Since 2019?
Was it 2019? Yeah.
They had an NOI for the other lot that had been approved.
Where's the other lot? South?
To the north.
To the trucks up near
I
that
got
lot,
it.
they had an NOI to do a commercial building
This one up here.
Okay.
in that graveled area. That's what you're looking at right here.
Yeah.
But they didn't have work approved on this major lot,
No.
Right.
just for the other lot.
Right.
There's been
And
no
who is
NOI.
Mike Noonan? Is he
He was a former chairman.
was the chairman of this board?
He was, and as you know from just the prior case we had earlier, any information that goes out to the field, whether it's Nick or I or Lynn or Alex, you bring the information back to the board and the board makes the decision how to proceed. One person does not make that rule. So, I saw Mike's testimony in there that, you know, he thought that there was no wetlands out there, but yet you have a 7-member board that may think differently.
But that's, should Mike tell him that?
Well, maybe he should have, but he didn't. He made a ruling based on what he thought and didn't bring it back to the commission, or I can go back and check meeting minutes, but...
No, I'm not saying if it's, I mean, if it's right or wrong, I'm just looking at it from the land, the property owner, that's all. If somebody from the commission told me to do something.
Right, if I can just add, that's exactly what's going on, is that Mark Bogan met with Mike on the property, was told this was okay to proceed, and now here we are, $25,000 more or more into trying to document what the condition was before the fill went in place to satisfy the commission that what Mike told him was right. And so how much farther do we go?
But I mean, even still, Mr. Tunis looked at various maps, you said, and if he looked at Mass Mapper, he would have seen what we saw.
Well, but Mass Mapper is not a regulatory
No, it isn't a regulatory, and it does get distorted.
We of course we looked at Mass Mapper.
Right.
Of course we did. And then Mass Mapper, if you see a wetland area, then it's, the way to establish whether something is a wetland or not is to go and actually view it in person and do a wetland delineation. So here we are in a situation where it was looked at in person with the property owner and the chair or former chair of the Conservation Commission. The owner was told it's okay, proceed. He went ahead and he did the work. If he had been told file a notice, he would have filed a notice. And now we're in this pseudo enforcement proceeding. I'd call it really just the investigatory stage, where we're trying to be as cooperative as we can. We've done what the commission asked. We did the test pits. We've looked for as many different corroborating sources of data as we could. And all I can tell you is I've got the report from the wetland expert saying that all the places where he took samples, they were upland soils.
Can I make a suggestion? That you have your engineer put them on a map for us, and we continue it to the next meeting?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last thing.
And we continue it to a next meeting? If you can have those 5 points put on...
From the big map, from that small
the big
map.
map from 2000, whatever year it was, and let's continue it to the next meeting.
Okay, I'll discuss it with Mr. Bogan and the engineer, and then I'm assuming that we can get that done for you.
It'll be September 11th.
Pardon?
September 11th.
Let me just check my calendar.
You don't have any meetings in August, so.
It was September 11th.
And we like them to be this size as well. It's very hard to see something that's 8 by 12 to make a comparison. Because this thing became distorted when you're sitting there trying to line everything up, and it's compared to this, and it's completely off.
Yeah.
So that would be helpful.
Okay. All right, looks like it's certainly a date that looks like I could do it. I don't know about the surveyor and engineer's timeline and their burden, but I'll discuss it with Mark and get back to you.
Longitude, latitude lines and match them up, and I was having a heck of a time.
That'd be
Yeah.
And just put them on the big
6:30?
map, I think that would...
Let's start at 6:30.
6:30?
Because you can't really, like,
Thanks.
this lines up with this.
All right, so we're done for tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks.
Well, do we need a vote to
Yeah,
continue
let's do
it?
a vote to continue.
I'll second your motion to
Make a
continue.
motion to continue to September 11th, and the applicant will place it on the points on the plan.
You can take
Wait, do
one.
you want to give them that copy? It's just, this is the original for the file, so I don't want to give that up.
Yeah.
I can make.
So you know what we're looking for?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Put those 5 spots on that map.
Yeah. So, because we have this here, we can't compare it to that, you know what I mean? So if they just put it on those points there, it might solve all the questions.
See, I went through the process here.
Yeah.
Right,
I would have went through the process here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a rule follower.
yeah.
I was just doing what I was.
And we appreciate that, thank you.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be easier and we can probably, okay?
My engineer was not.
All right,
Thank you so
Great,
much.
thank you.
thanks.
That will answer all our questions.
We can
You don't
always
need to
do
be
it.
here. We can do it the following meeting if
We
you
can do the
want.
following meeting,
You want to do it after that?
not the 11th.
All right, yeah, you don't need to be here, so, all right.
All right.
Thank you,
All right,
thank you.
thank you. Let's take a vote for that.
Yep.
Rich, we're going to continue this to the September 11th meeting. So let's take a vote for that.
Okay, we are aware that's a Thursday, correct?
Oh, is that right?
So September 9th, then.
September
Want me
11th.
to pull up a calendar? Sorry.
Oh,
September 11th, my zoning meeting.
September,
September 9th.
September 9th
Okay,
meeting.
the
Okay, okay, sounds good. All right,
My motion is to continue this to September 9th, and the applicant will place the points on the big map that we had here.
okay,
second.
all right. Alex?
Yes, aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Aye.
John? Chris?
And aye.
Okay, unanimous. Okay, next up, discussion on enforcement order for 75 Niles Street. Is
Okay,
anybody
I'm
here
gonna
for
step
that?
away.
Good evening, everyone. Fred Butts, owner of 75 Niles.
How you doing?
Before we start, can I have a small request, maybe with a follow-up question? I don't know who anybody is, so maybe a little professionalism, introduce yourself, your responsibility as a town employee. I just don't know anything, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure out who's who does what, you know what I mean? As far as I know, you're just the committee, you know what I mean? So I don't know, you know.
So you want us to introduce ourselves?
Yeah, I just,
Okay.
it would
that's
be a
fine.
professional thing to do and polite as well.
We're all
I don't know,
volunteers.
it's just, I mean, are you all equals? I mean, I don't know how this works, like.
We're all equals. Lynn is the chair, I'm the vice chair.
Okay.
We're all appointed by the selectmen for 3-year terms, staggering, so not all 7 are appointed the same year.
First conservation meeting ever, so I'm just
And,
trying to get,
And we're all
Procedure,
volunteers.
you know.
Nobody gets paid to do this, and,
Wait, we don't get paid?
oh yeah, you haven't got your check yet.
That's wondering what happened.
Still not.
And we follow Mass DEP rules and Mass laws and our own bylaws.
Okay.
Most of what we enforce are the state regulations, so.
Okay. No names?
Yeah, I'm
They're all
Chris.
volunteers for, you're all- okay,
I'm Chris O'Neill, I live over on 70 Diane Circle. I'm the freshman on here. So
okay,
I'm,
all right, very good. I appreciate your introduction.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry, Fred, what was your last name again?
Fred Butts.
Fred Butts, John Glenn.
Very, thank you very much.
Volunteer,
Thank you.
Okay. So Nick?
Yeah, so Fred called about taking down a tree to put in a parking area, asked me to go take a look. Went out next morning, before I called Fred, started getting phone calls about the site being dug up. Went out, told him to stop digging, spoke to Fred, explained it needed to stop. Time after that, they started working on it again. I went out, the landscape was working, said that Fred said it was okay. Again, told them to stop. July 4th weekend, they went in and put gravel down after receiving an enforcement order. And that's why we're here today.
So you received the enforcement order from us?
I received a letter, if that's what that's entitled. Yeah.
What did the letter say?
I believe the important words were cease and desist work.
And then you
And
continue.
it was a date, like, I didn't know if it was for that day until further notice, or like, I didn't know, like, I had a contractor, you know what I mean? Like, as homeowners, like,
Well,
They don't do driveways themselves, you know what I mean? 99% of people hire, you know what I mean? I
If
just
you're a
didn't know.
homeowner and you get a letter to cease and desist, I would tell the contractor not to continue.
I mean, the contractor should know better than a homeowner.
You allowed him to do it when you know there was...
I wasn't home, to be honest with you.
Oh, so he just showed up.
Home on July 4th weekend?
And then you spoke to the contractor and the homeowner?
I spoke to Fred and the contractor.
May I make a statement how I actually, as a responsible homeowner, did due diligence, made several phone calls for months, talked to several people prior to any work being done. Asking for procedures and like application processes. My phone history does not lie, okay? I don't want to investigate it and bring up names and, you know, say who said what and this, that, the other thing.
You talked to people from the town?
Yes, yes, sir.
Who?
I know we talked to Lachey, the town planner, and she referred him to me.
Yeah, those were at least two. I talked to, I think she, at least the main desk, I don't know, receptionist, I don't know her title, but, and between every correspondence was weeks upon weeks before each person that I eventually had to get to the top dog, or whoever it was, you know what I mean? So I could pull up my phone history, down all the numbers, like why else would I call here? And I was very diligent on my project plans, and I asked whom I spoke with to document our conversations. And of course, when I was made notice to this meeting's date, I requested those documents per our conversations. And of course, there's no documentation for our conversation.
Well, regardless, you are aware that you got a letter from Nick saying cease and desist, correct?
I'm agreeing to that, yes, sir.
Okay. And then the driveway went in anyway, after that, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
I mean, again, as a homeowner, I could drive through Abington, asphalt season opens up, you know how many driveways go in unpermitted?
Well, it's not the permit, it's where the driveway was located, correct?
It's
there's two things.
just
It's
an
not
obvious
just,
statement, I mean.
And there was a cease and desist order.
Well, that, and it's not just a conservation issue, I think, and I'm not
I mean, after that.
speaking for
I'm
zoning,
sorry,
but I
won't
believe
speak to you.
there's zoning regulations on that also.
Yeah. I mean, after you guys first stopped by there and spoke to them, no one spoke to me. I didn't get a phone call, no one knocked on my
I
door.
spoke to you multiple times on the phone and knocked on your door and left my card and sent you letters.
Prior to July 4th?
Yes,
You didn't call me? All right.
we spoke on the phone.
Yeah. All right.
We did.
That day?
We spoke on the phone the day that you started digging.
I don't remember that. Okay, well, they did. Well, regardless, they did stop digging.
Well, regardless, you're aware that you got a cease and desist, and you just said that they went ahead after you got the cease and desist.
He told me about that, and then after that, he said, like, he's like, Fred, your house is brand new. Like, they already went through all the hoops per se, because it's a brand new house. You know what I mean? So they did everything. I'm sure they have, that he told me they probably have backup paperwork from when the builder built the house, because it's brand new, and they've done everything to do that, because they did a tear down of the house. They submitted all those plans as needed to build a new house. That's what it was explained to me.
I know all of that.
All right.
But you just admitted that you knew you had the cease and desist, and they did the driveway anyway. That's correct, right? That's the truth.
If the dates line up, I mean, I don't know the meetings he's left, I'm just a homeowner.
Nick,
How-
when
how
was
is a
the
homeowner- how is
cease and desist letter sent?
How is a homeowner supposed to know procedure and the actual meeting?
Well, I think
Cease
cease and desist means cease and desist.
Fred, when I spoke to you, I told you you couldn't do it, and your exact thing you said to me is, well, what happens if I do?
What?
What you said to me is, well, what happens if I do?
I never
I said, then you get an enforcement order. You say, well, what does that do? What do you do after there? What happens after that?
It was already.
What if I just go ahead and do it?
Well, you called me as it already dug, that's why I was asking those questions. Like, what happened, because it was already dug, and then just crazy to me how
Ceased right there.
for months, trying to contact people, and no one's contacted me from the committee, and all of a
Well, I
sudden,
would have
You-
contacted the person that sent you the letter.
You spoke to me on the phone, I went out, it was either that day or the very next day. There was no delaying after you called me, Fred.
what do you mean?
You called me on the phone for the first time, I went out either that day or the very next day to take a look at your property.
I mean, I can go home, print out my phone history.
Well, he can print out his phone history too.
All right, well, let's do
The
that.
thing is, you had a letter,
You still
it's
do.
cease and desist, and you were also told to come here in that letter, to show up at a meeting, and you didn't show
I had a
up.
health emergency, I mean, in those situations,
Okay,
you
you could have
can't.
called and told us, hey, I can't come, we talk about this later?
In an
But
ambulance.
the issue is that you have a cease and desist. Cease and desist means stop, right? It means stop. It doesn't mean like stop for now and then we'll do something.
I'm agreeing with the definition of those words.
No. It means that. Come on, everybody here, we're
I
not.
just said I'm agreeing with the
Okay,
definitions
good.
of those
The
words.
fact is that, I mean, I 100% believe what Nick says. 100%. And the fact is, we went from a hole in the ground to a driveway over the 4th of July weekend, and you weren't supposed to do any of that. Just from the Conservation Commission perspective, the reason that you were called in is because your home is within a 200-foot riverfront. And that's where we were coming from that perspective. And we're not, you've pretty much not just ignored the Conservation Commission, but you've also ignored Nick, who's not just our conservation agent, he's the building commissioner
And the zoning enforcement
and the
officer.
zoning enforcer.
Again, how's a homeowner, I actually did my due diligence and tried calling a bunch of people to see how procedure works.
Yeah,
Well-
well,
I
that,
mean, I can't,
that
I'm
was
not gonna make it
long,
up.
that was long before Nick gave you the cease and desist and Nick told you to stop.
Exactly.
That's right.
Months and months and months and months before any soil
Okay.
was even touched. So as a committee, how come no one could respond to my phone
Well,
calls?
then it would be on you. You have the cease and desist. You have to come to us to remove it. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what more we can say on that.
Is it gravel or paved now?
Gravel last time I drove by, I don't know if it's changed since
That
then.
that was it, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But regardless of the back and forth, I think we can just probably jump ahead to what needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, what's the next step here? I mean, I'm
And what
just,
needs to be done is it needs to go back to the way it was.
I mean, what if you don't have the financing for that?
It's not our problem.
What are the
That's-
ramifications of that?
I'm sorry, what?
What are the ramifications of not doing so? I mean, that costs money,
question
you
for
know what I
town
mean? Like,
He doesn't remember saying the same thing
That's
to
the
me.
same thing that you,
well, yeah, I mean,
He just thought of it.
he was already paying for the project, like, no, I gotta like, I'm out of finance, I just got divorced, you know what I mean? So it's like, where's the money gonna come from?
It definitely has to go back to the original
Yeah,
state.
it's gonna have to go back.
Is that your cue? Oh, I was wondering.
I mean,
Is
where's
it
the
daily
finance?
you want to
Is
know
it-
what will happen if you don't put it back to the original
I
condition?
wanna
Is that
know
your
as
question?
much as
That's
you
the
wanna
question.
tell me.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you don't put it back in the original condition, then the town takes you to court. And then you will have to be put it back into the original condition.
All right.
And zoning, I understand, has a different mechanism because what you did also violated zoning, and I believe that
Daily
has
fines.
Daily fines.
The daily fine, correct?
Yeah.
And it'll end up costing probably more than just restoring the tobacco it was.
You know, money doesn't grow off trees.
I think we just give them a deadline to restore it,
Then we'll go from there.
November 1st?
November 1st. Make a motion that you restore it to the original condition by November 1st and report back to us at that time.
I'd second that.
Okay. Roll call. Rich?
What more do you need? I mean, you need an excavator to do so. So like, isn't that the same process in reverse of
You could do it with a
what
shovel.
he did?
Pardon?
You could do it with a shovel, just a little more hard work, but you could do all this with a shovel.
I mean, there's never a hole there. They just scrape the grass off the top. I mean, I don't know, like,
Well, that's my motion, and we have a motion and a second, so.
Okay.
Rich said aye, I said aye.
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 Okay. Unanimous.
September 1st.
Yeah, I just don't know where I'm gonna get the money, so.
All right, well, Nick will follow up with a letter to you
Very
confirming
good.
what we voted tonight.
Do, they, I mean, I don't even get to that point. Did they provide public lawyers for, I don't even want to
I don't
defend
know.
it. I don't even want to defend it. I just want to pay and get this over with.
It's not up
You
to
know.
us, I have no idea.
Alright.
So,
Is there any recourse or maybe applying for like a,
you could appeal it to DEP, see what
No,
they say.
DEP, you can't appeal for
I don't know,
an
what,
enforcement order.
I would have appealed to Superior Court, but the deadline's already passed.
Oh.
Superior Court?
Yeah, that deadline's passed though, so they're gonna throw it out. You can feel free.
Still appeal.
Can I appeal for variance?
Huh?
Can I appeal for a variance?
That's a whole different,
We don't do that.
that's zoning.
The only thing that you can do for this would have been, you had a 60-day period where you could go and appeal it to Superior Court. That deadline's gone. So right now, it's either you do it, or we take you to court. And in addition to that, you pay the fines.
So all like the remnants of stone needs to be removed?
It needs to go back to the way it
The original
was.
state.
Original state? There's no burying the stone? Could
I'm
it be
sorry,
like
what?
He said bury the stone? Can he bury the stone?
Is,
That would-
I could put topsoil and seed grass myself. I mean, if that's if that fix will work for you, that's obviously gonna save me a lot more money than excavate crushed stone, which doesn't really do much to.
Would that satisfy?
That,
I haven't seen it, I don't know, Nick, what is it?
there probably be
Can we schedule
differences in
Stay well.
permeability.
I mean, I think it's, 4x4s, pressure treated kind of around the stone. It's not that deep, it's 3 inches of stone to dig up.
It's just below, it's like 2 inches below like the actual grade height of the lawn that was there. So we have room to, in my opinion, fill in some topsoil, plant some footgrass seed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love bringing more fill.
Especially within a river.
Perfect.
Yeah. One able-bodied man with a shovel could get this done in a weekend.
What about the timbers? Can they stay in place? I mean,
No,
No,
pressure
everything-
treated timbers in the ground.
No, they've got to come out.
Original state, I think, is what the
I'm just gonna get back to
commission voted for.
Yes, original state,
Okay.
November 1st, that's where we have to go back.
Okay.
can I documentation doing
Thank
what we
you.
all talked about is okay? Moving forward?
Moving forward,
I plan to send a letter as a follow-up to the enforcement order of what
Okay.
was decided by the commission to make it clear for
Yeah.
Fred and the.
Yeah, I mean, what we're talking about, just filling in with topsoil and just planting grass seed and
Removing
timbers.
the gravel,
timbers.
removing the gravel and the timber, putting in topsoil, planting, making sure the planting grows, so it gets back to its original condition.
Remove the gravel now?
Yes.
That, it never was not remove the gravel.
That's not one man and a shovel.
It was a piece of equipment that came in and did this, so.
Exactly. I mean,
well, we are not going to sit here and figure out the
No,
logistics.
no,
so we're-
oh, yeah, I'm just asking,
This
like,
hearing's-
can
this
we
hearing's
figure out?
closed.
No,
Yeah.
just, I mean,
We've already voted November 1st.
there's
We'll
no
figure
more
it out.
discussion with
No.
procedure of doing so?
No.
It's
The
just-
logistics are not
it's
something
just-
we are
okay.
going to discuss. It just, put it
It's
back
just
the way
get
it
her
was.
done.
Get her done, put it
November
back the
1st.
way it was.
Do you need to do pictures or field visits?
We will do site visits, yes.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Like, so there will be more follow-up?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
yes.
Do I need to communicate when I think I know you gave me a deadline, but do I need to communicate if I can somehow scrounge, get a loan, borrow money or whatever to complete this project? potential dates of the contractor doing so.
You can feel free to tell us as much as you like.
So you don't need to do in between visits or anything, it's just, okay, we're done. Let me do it, and I'll get it done, and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay?
Just like, if you want to keep the lines of communication open by saying, hey, I got a contractor.
I don't know if there was
hey,
a
I did
procedure of
this."
just start to finish or putting it back to
That's-
original
that's-
state.
you
It's
can do
just,
that. That's
all right,
fine.
dig up the gravel, fill it in, bring
Yeah.
it seed, or the timbers.
And you
fine
can
deal.
call, Nick and confirm, this is what we agreed to, right? It's gonna be
Yep.
this and this and this. And just make sure you got it done right the first time.
After this is all said and done, which I'm gonna try my best to do, it's just the money thing, could I, now that I know a little more about the process, could I fill in an application to maybe do so, maybe not in the same area, but some, I was approved
I
for.
would check with zoning.
I was already
first.
approved to do a large barn built on the existing house that was over there, you know what I mean? So, and I just didn't get to that point. All through the building commission and everything like that. I was always approved, it was like 28 by 32, you know what I mean? Good sized barn. So, on Elder's room over there, the other side, and they approved
Well,
a
I
barn
wouldn't
of
do
that
anything,
size.
I wouldn't do anything, get it back to where it is.
One thing at a time, I'm just.
And then talk to Nick if you want to do anything in the future.
Concom doesn't take applications while there's enforcement order.
Right.
Once the enforcement's order up, he's welcome to apply for anything.
But this hearing really is over, and we have other hearings that we have to take,
I
so.
understand, I'm just trying to gather as much information as I can. Thank you for your time, and it was very nice meeting everyone.
Thank you, thank you,
very
thank you.
much, folks.
Thank you.
Two. All right, next up, we have discussion on open space and recreation, 2025 to 2035 plan. Would you like to come?
Yeah. I didn't realize you were coming, I wouldn't have buried it in the agenda.
I'll just call you on my ride home and cry. Okay. So overall, why I'm here is that the plan has gone through the public process. It's done, it's written, it's on the website. In order to submit it to the state, I have to have board approvals saying that they agree with the plan, they're interested in enforcing the plan, and that I didn't do a terrible job. When I asked for a chance to come speak with you guys, I did submit like a draft letter of what a letter of approval may look like for you guys to change or edit, but a lot of people don't want to start with a blank slate, so I try to give them a version of what somebody else has already done. I did provide everybody today, in case you haven't read all 130 pages, I don't blame you, but I did provide you with a copy of the 10-year action plan, just because those are the call-to items, and they say which ones the Conservation Commission would be a part of. I want you guys to agree to actions when you don't know what the actions are. So I did provide those, and I'm happy to answer any questions about how the process went, or if there's any questions on any of the action items.
So is this, just on a side note, it's probably not conservation, I'm sorry. Did they already approve the funding for it with the CPA funds? Is there enough?
For which part?
For the parts that are CPA
No,
funded by the CPA?
so this is as you choose to implement these
Got
things,
it.
what types of funding. So anything I listed CPA for should be something that is allowed under CPA, but it doesn't mean.
I think it's great. It's just a
Thank you.
curiosity question.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Madam Chairwoman, that was probably out of order.
I like the idea of creating a town forest at Diane Circle.
Yeah. Come on down.
We'll put the parking right in a
Right there, I got
area.
plenty of room, plenty of room.
Yeah, I saw the last, I think it's the last thing, is a quarterly meeting that includes Conservation Commission planning. Do you know who's going to set that up?
No, I'm happy to ask the Open Space Committee to start it because they're the ones that led the plan. And I did note that, I don't want you guys to have to sit through a different meeting, but if you can just find 4 times a year where you can attend each other's
Yeah, I mean,
meeting.
once a quarter
Yeah,
is-
yeah.
Yeah.
It just, one thing that we
Somebody could
found
do
when we
that.
started
Right.
this, one of the first things we do is re-review the last plan, and so many action items were like striked out, like the town didn't legally own it anymore, or they went a different direction with that. So just that way, the next time you would update this, you know what you did get done and why things didn't happen. It
Right.
just, it's a little easier. You guys know, like, everything's volunteer here, so people come in and out. It's nice if you have a standing meeting to track all the progress.
Okay.
Especially as they get pickier about the submission.
All right, so you just need a letter from us.
Yeah, just a letter that states that you approve the plan so I can submit it to the state.
Does it have to be signed by everybody on the commission? Because I don't have a letter written.
That's a
right now.
fantastic question. I think if the conservation agent is willing to sign it on your behalf, as long as it says like on behalf of the Conservation Commission, you've all approved for Nick to sign it.
Yeah.
I think that would be fine.
Okay.
I haven't seen them bounce that back yet, but I'm always up for surprises.
Well, I was gonna feel bad because we're not gonna meet next month, and then if
Yeah.
you needed all
We
seven
have that with the
signatures-
planning board that's happening as well, so we're kind of in a weird sticky point, but we're just, if I can at least
Can we
gather
make
a couple.
vote that says we'll give Nick authorization to sign on our behalf on this?
We have to write it.
Yeah, but we
To-
could have authorized Nick to write
sign
and
it.
sign.
She gave us a pretty good draft. I mean,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fill in our commission and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If the goal's supported, that's what it states, you know?
So is that your motion, Chris?
Yes, my motion.
Motion to
Motion to authorize Nick
to write and sign. the
sign on
letter
our behalf.
On behalf of the
Write that
Conservation
down.
Commission.
With this particular case.
So I'm assuming you guys talking together was a motion and a second.
Yes, you'll go second.
All right, roll call. Rich?
Yes.
Al-
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous.
Thank you,
Great, thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Just for transparency, the planning board has considered providing edits. If anything changes though, I will let you know.
Okay.
I haven't seen them, I don't know if they're commas, if they're actual content, so I'm all about transparency, I'll pass everything along if something changes. All right.
Thank you. And great work.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the last thing
Order
is
condition.
order condition, SEO 8.
And I didn't bring my orders.
I got mine.
A126.
I have a blank one.
Okay. Sorry, SEO 40582, discussion on order of conditions, project located at off McHugh Circle and Shaw Avenue.
We have people.
Do you want to speak?
Yes, could I?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I just have some questions.
Sure.
If it's related to.
Yep.
That's the standard. We're gonna kind of
Oh,
just
yeah,
strike
yeah,
them
yeah.
out of it.
Good evening.
I do have that.
Once again, Steve Geddes, 30 Grants Ave. I just have a list of really quick questions about the order of conditions, and when did those get issued?
Well, we're going to do them now.
Okay, and,
And
okay,
then they will be signed by all of us,
and can I get a copy of those?
Sure.
And the appeal process is 10 days, is that correct?
Yes.
And you file with Mass DEP?
Yes.
Okay. And the records access officer in Abington is the town clerk for FOIA requests? Is that correct? Thank you. So I have a major concern. There's 2 pipes on either side of my house. And the one on the southwest corner, that's in between my house and the other abutter, which is, no, not McHugh, Jack Butts.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah, so there's a pipe in between our house, and that flows toward, I believe, where you're gonna put the house. And there's several trees that have fallen down, and my property is settling all around those trees. So the southwest corner of my property, I'm losing property, and it's getting close to my foundation. So I'm gonna have to get a botanist and probably a lawyer, and I might have to slow this process down, so that's that. And I wish you would address the water problem. I came here 2 weeks ago, and you wouldn't even tell me where the water was going, so.
I think we did.
No, you
It's
did not.
going away
You
from
clearly
us.
did not. I don't even know where that house is going. You showed it on a map here, and that was not easily for me to see. I would love to see where that house is going.
I think Nick might have the plan on file there.
I mean, do you have any concerns about the water?
Wasn't it going towards where the house is being built?
It's going away from your house.
Okay, one more thing. And then my last point was, the 2025 minutes are not being posted. Could you please post them? They're not
We
posted.
have lost an administrative assistant, and I just inherited the job to write the minutes.
Aren't you lucky?
Yes, I am. So I have 2024 to finish and 2025 to do, so.
Okay.
They are recorded,
Understood.
though.
Understood.
They're recorded, sometimes that's easy.
Yeah, the videos go up pretty quick, at least.
You don't have to happen to have an oversight, overhead.
My
The area or-
computer, you want to see it on Mass Mapper?
I still don't have exactly, I don't know exactly where this house is going.
So I believe this is you here.
This is me.
Okay, sorry, I
So
didn't
there's
know
a
who-
pipe right here. and my property is all over here. So I don't know if that's an indication of there's a water issue. Trees don't fall from nothing. I mean, I've got, and it's a massive tree, and it's just in my land. And so there's a pipe here, I've got a pipe here, but that's not my way. The pipe here, and then there's a lot of water here, so is the house going here?
House is this blue, right here.
Okay, so it's right next to the road almost, right after that big water.
Yeah, so this is Robert English.
Yep.
The basin's up here. I think the basin along Robert English, and there's one on McHugh right here. That's 10 McHugh.
Okay, here's McHugh. Here's
So this is where that little road
Yep.
nubs out.
Yep.
So that comes out a bit, then goes up to the driveway, and it sticks to this property line.
All right, so that's downhill, the water is up here, so,
This is the way, if you look at,
Yeah.
see 157, 156, these elevations, 155, 154. So these lines is are downhill as
Yeah.
you go along it.
Okay.
Here, 153, 152.
okay, I follow.
So most should kind of flow generally in this direction. Obviously, there's times where there's swales and
What
stuff.
happens if it goes up here? Like, this is an issue right here. I mean,
Yeah, this is an isolated wetland. It's identified as such right there.
So your
I'm
house
just
is
concerned about this water.
Where are you getting the water buildup, right?
from the
Right here,
isolated
right here.
wetland.
There's a
over
pipe,
there.
there's a big pipe right
Beside
here.
it.
Yeah, so
And
that,
there's trees falling down. There's 2 or 3 massive trees right here. And I'm just concerned that it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, but
My land is dropped. I moved in 4 years ago. It was flat.
Level?
Now it's like this.
when was that house built? Your house?
95, 96.
is it a 12-inch pipe or is it a,
I think it's a 12. It's 12 on
So
one side.
there's
There's a big pipe on one side.
there's a 12 labeled here, kind of taking this isolated wetland, trying to send it this way, it looks like.
Is that pipe backed up?
There's a pipe here. It's not backed up, but it's causing erosion. It's causing erosion right in this area.
In the wetland?
Because I talked to John Stone, I had a similar issue,
Yeah.
and they did great by me. They put in a whole new pipe and,
Yeah, this pipe looks to be fully on private land.
yeah, and again, and I
It's
don't
on-
know.
it's
Yeah,
on-
I'm
it's
sorry,
on-
I don't
It's
know.
on the builder's land.
Okay.
That's the problem. And, I mean, I think you
It
guys
almost
should come
looks
out
like
and take
this,
another look.
this wetland was kind of catching this lot a bit, so they threw
So here's-
some water out of there.
Here's the problem
at
that
some
I have
point.
with making changes. When you make changes, stuff happens. They put houses over in queue. This guy here had to put in French drainage, and that's expensive.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing the same thing.
Has this
And
brought
my-
up with the planning board or planning committee or anything else for this bill? Yes.
I wasn't here then. That was probably 20 years.
This property
No,
is
no,
not,
with this being
this
constructed
property's
now.
not been to the planning board.
Yeah, okay, so that's probably more of a kind
I
of a,
believe
something you
they
should bring up
will
with
be-
them
This
as
is a
well.
planning board issue? Okay.
Not just, I mean, I would definitely bring it up with them.
Extended slightly.
Okay. So when is, this is just a meeting to determine
This is determining the order of
the
conditions.
conditions that get sent to the building, that the building has to comply with?
Correct.
Okay. And when does that get issued?
So they're gonna work on it tonight. I need to draft it and chase down signatures, and then that will be when it's like officially issued. So it'll probably be sometime, probably next week.
Okay.
Um,
Is there any way to be informed of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me give you my card.
Okay.
If you don't mind, shoot me an email, because then it'll be easy for me to keep track and get back to you.
Sure.
And it's a public document, how can you just send it right along to you and everything too, you know? You're obviously welcome to it. They'll need to record it against their deed, so it'll be in the registry of deeds as well.
Yeah.
That's a requirement of it.
I saw that today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's a very public facing document.
How many, is there any way to tell how many feet from Mr. Buckets' property this house is? But he's not, he couldn't come tonight, but he's gonna want to know.
Yeah, let me see if I can, I don't have a rule to scale it out, but it might be just marked off as a setback.
Just show me, where's the stub on here from the cube?
This is the stub
Okay,
here.
it's the stub, and then
Yeah.
it's, how far would you say from there?
40 feet?
40 feet, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's close enough.
Yeah, like this here is 20, because that's the setback in the line. I think in front here, off the top of my head, it's like 35 to this line. And then the road's, another 20, and then probably another 35.
One more question. That's the house, what's the property, right?
His property is this entire lot.
But that you're gonna knock trees down.
No.
So his limit of work,
Yeah, I guess that's, yeah, that's a.
yeah, his limit of work is this orange dotted line. It's tough to make out with the red too, but the orange line, he's not coming out of that box. If you want a copy of that, it's like $7, but I can make you a copy. Shoot me an email and ask for it. And then I'll have one of my admins do it. I don't even know how to work the machine, but they certainly do.
Thank you so much.
And then actually, it's expensive to print this size. There's another page too, if you want them both, if you only want one. This is more just a zoomed in version.
Yeah.
Go through.
I probably just need this one, actually.
If you only want that one, then
That was good.
either way.
Yeah. That's gonna do something with my neighbor.
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
well, thank you for spending.
Thank you, no
You're
problem. Thanks for your
welcome.
service,
Good
Salem.
luck.
No,
Take care. Thank you.
Here it is.
yes, E2, yeah, I meant to. No, I did put E2.
Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
All right.
Give me 1 second to get that.
I don't know, Nick also wants to do this, or just Jean?
What's that, take down?
But take it down.
I take it down then.
Okay.
Jump on.
Ready?
Yeah.
If you see something that I don't say, then feel free to say, hey, what about this? Or if you disagree. All right, so A1, A2,
Number for A1?
sorry?
The work line, number of feet?
Oh,
Like
50 feet.
25 is what the plan
25.
was. Yeah, the plan gets right to 25, so.
Okay, so 25,
So
A3.
A3.
A4, A5, A6. I think they always have A1 through 6.
As long as I've been on, we've always had A1 through 6.
B2, let's see, we don't have a retention pond. No basin,
E6.
B6. For C, no, okay, nothing from C. We're gonna do I don't think D1. Or D2, or D3, okay. E, nothing. No for F. I'm missing G.
G is the one we want 50 feet, G5.
I'm missing that piece of paper.
Is it 100 feet?
I printed it out.
G5 is
and I
100?
missed-
50 feet?
Is it 50 or 100?
I think it's manually written in there just to.
Okay. I have to share this with you.
Oh,
So we're doing G1,
G2,
G2,
3, 4,
4,
5,
5,
50 feet.
50,
6, 7.
All of G.
all of G, yeah, right.
H.
Then H1, we have that lot number, date of whatever. H2. That's the subdivision plan, that's not it,
Yeah.
okay. H4, H5, H6. What do we have here? We don't need A, right? They don't have, okay. It's a B, C, D, F.
have a D.
There's no D?
Not on the copy I have.
Huh.
Location of structures?
Location of
No, no, no.
structures and pavement within 100 feet of the well.
Oh, I was looking,
Yeah,
I was
she's-
already on
she's
7.
under that.
Like, this is taking too long.
H6.
Yeah, H6, it would be B, C, D, F, G.
Lynn, can I ask, are they as-built for us, for the commission?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get 2 copies.
We'll get,
And that's what we use to approve or
verify that
deny.
everything was done correctly.
they'll send us a thing, and then we compare it, and they'll say something like, this is significantly in compliance with
Yeah.
what we approved, and then we say yes or no.
Got
It was.
Thank you.
Like McEwen went out to, they had, that they moved the bulkhead door a little bit.
Right.
But they thought it was significantly in compliance.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, we don't have,
I don't think there were any special conditions on that either, were there?
yeah, I came up with
Okay.
a couple. Oh, H7C. H8, H9, and then we have I1, I2, A, B, C, no road, and then J, nothing from J. I have two that I wanted to add. This was something, we're gonna have to go through these and get them more up to date, but one is, and I'll hand this to you.
Sounds good.
The wetland line approved by the order of conditions is based on delineation of bordering vegetated wetlands approved in an order of conditions issued July, I said the 22nd, but whatever date it ends up being, and DEP file number SE blah blah blah, which expires on July X 2028. The approval of the delineation of the bordering vegetated wetlands for this order of conditions is accepted as sufficient information for this order of conditions only and does not extend the approval of the resource area delineation beyond July X 2028. Any and all changes to the approved plans, however minor, must be made in writing and approved by the commission.
Do you want to think about signage, though, where this is
Yeah, that's the
close?
second one.
Okay.
So, I put, to maintain the perpetual integrity of the no disturb zone and to ensure that there will be no encroachments into the zone by the applicant or future owners of the subject property, no disturb zone signs will be placed at the 25-foot no disturb wetland signs. These markers shall be made of weather-resistant materials, for example, 4x4 pressure-treated wood or granite or concrete, and the commission shall determine their number, size, and location. These markers shall face their upland side with writing, like a permanent plaque or engraving that shall read no disturbance beyond this point by order of the Abington Conservation Commission. The commission will visit the site during the pre-construction meeting to approve the number and placement of those signs.
Where is that one? That one I disagree with, just for the record.
Okay. That is, that's a special condition.
The special-
This is what we've been adding to.
It's not
Oh, that's
in
the
there.
added ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
just-
flushed this
Just on the
out.
just on the record, I think it's unfair to have people putting signs up when the rest of the town doesn't have signs up. But I understand I'm in the minority on that one. I just want to throw my 2 cents in on that.
The language, I just went into our regulation where we talk about that, the signage, and I just thought to make it more official rather than put signs up.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been doing. All right, anything else? Okay.
One correspondence I just got today, I'll shoot out to you guys, but the recent treatment at Allen Grove, they went back through, and went really well.
Good.
You know, 2 of the invasives they were targeting were pretty much eradicated. One last one was covered pretty heavily in algae, which is leading them to believe that it's dying and being consumed. So they're pretty happy with how it went.
Good. All right, anything else?
Okay, if I keep it.
Cool.
Yeah.
You sure?
All right, can I get a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Rich, roll
That's a
call
tie.
to end?
He
We already did, we have to do,
Oh, there you go.
we're supposed to do
Oh,
roll
he's back.
call.
Is he back?
Gotta do roll call vote, Rich.
He's gone.
How's his face?
Okay, then
He's-
we'll just-
He's at least on mute.
Alex.
I think he just nodded his head.
Jean.
Aye.
Jack. John.
Aye.
Chris.
Aye.
Unanimous. We're out.